Hey everybody. My braces are about to be taken out. I mean, they're out now, but the thing is that this is the final appointment. This is the final appointment where the wire on the back of my teeth are going to be taken out for good, and that will conclude my year-long journey of my bottom jaw being straight and narrow. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the why I think that people in England should take care of their teeth more. I've always had bad teeth. Throughout my entire life, I've always been very, very self-conscious about the way my teeth looked, and let me tell you, they just weren't pretty. So, basically, it all started when I was a kid. I guess I had like disposed to having a mouth that made all my teeth jumble together, especially my bottom jaw. It was just awful. I recently just saw a picture of a before and after. My teeth were all jagged. There was one that had just come out. There was one that was in the front, and it had gotten to the point where I told them, if you don't take it out, then I'm gonna get a rock and a hammer, and I'm going to take it out myself. And so, yeah, had my braces put on. COVID happened. Second jaw got delayed conveniently around the time I had to pay for dental. I began treatment, and now my teeth are straight. They're still yellow from the tea and the coffee because tea stains our teeth yellow, and that's probably why Brits have this stereotype of having yellow teeth. But anyway, I'm here to tell you that if you have things with your teeth, I think you should take care of them more. So why do British people have bad teeth? Well, number one, it's the diet. It's the tea, it's the coffee, it's the jelly donuts, the cigarettes, the drugs, everything. But also it's the I guess the non-priority on aesthetics. People in America kind of prioritize a very picturesque face, and the thing is about English people, they just don't. And we're just too poor to afford dental treatment anyway, so what's the point? Dentists are so overwhelmed with the amount of people that they have to see, it's not even funny. Appointments take years. Consultations cost a lot, and it's because of these houses. I'm not opposed to building new houses. I'm opposed to overburdening infrastructure. If I had to choose, it would probably be, you know, converted shops turned into housing and suburbs turned into strip malls instead. The thing is that dentist offices are too overwhelmed. The government keeps building houses and they don't build any new dentist office. They put a cap on how many dentists can train or be placed every year. So the private market has to pick up the bill, and the private sector has to kind of pick up the slack. And the thing is about the private sector is that they don't pick up the slack. They build a monopoly, and they realize that we don't have any choice. So that's what we have to do. We have to pay, and that's awful. So how do I take care of my teeth? What I do is first I regularly replace my brush. If it's been a while since you've replaced your brush, the effectiveness wears away every then. And also flossing every day. I don't have any mouthwash right now, but I should go buy some more. Next, what I do is I use this. It's a long toothbrush head designed to get to the real far back to get to your wisdom teeth, because even though that they're half kind of submerged in your gums, they still get vile if you don't clean them out, and then you have to have them removed. That's why wisdom teeth usually come out. Not only is it kind of a redundant organ, but also it's you need to replace it. And also for the past year, I've needed to scan my mouth with this. It's a device that I put on my phone. And then what I do is put this onto my phone. I've got to scan my teeth with an app and, bite together, top jaw, bottom jaw, stuff like that. And generally, hygienist every twice a year. stuff like that. I never want to go a year without seeing either the dentist, the orthodontist, or the hygienist. So, but the thing is, here in Britain, we're just so poor, we can't afford dental treatment. And I blame the government for not building more facilities for that. The government will build houses galore and other things, but they won't build schools, dentists, fire stations. These are the reasons why our professions are so overwhelmed, is because there's just too much demand and the money's not trickling on in because everybody's so poor, nobody can afford to go to a new practice. And the government is too poor, the colleges are too poor, people can't start their own practices, so we kind of go in a never-ending downward spiral of not being able to fix our situation but desperately needing it to be fixed. Hey everybody, this is me recorded after the fact. I went and got my inspection. I thought my wire was going to come out, but it turns out it wasn't. They just gave me the aligners and they just said, "Yeah, we'll see you in three months, and make sure you wear your aligners every single day." So it turns out my teeth are gonna be free of braces, but they're gonna be have this weird like wire sensation in my mouth. So I just wanted to give that little update since it was the literally the day before I recorded this to go get my braces taken out. In the meantime, you need to prioritize your health. If you have the money to do so, go to the dentist, go to the orthodontist, go to the hygienist, get your teeth scanned. The hygienist and the dentist and the orthodontist, they don't just look at your teeth and send you on your way. They, poke and prod, they extract, they put fillings in. I know back in the day that doctors and dentists had like financial incentives to put holes in your teeth and fill them up with goo, but that's the past, man. And also the dentist and stuff can detect mouth cancer, so that's good. When it comes to my teeth, if I can afford it, that is the one thing that I'm definitely not going to spare any expense with. So yeah, I can hear my flatmates next door there talking. Anyway, so dentists, when I talk to people about the dentist, they seem quite apprehensive. I don't know why they're so scared. I understand the tools that they use aren't the best, the drills and stuff like that. They're not good. And the the it feels weird to have to open your mouth and feel your saliva being sucked out, and I get embarrassed. I think, oh god, how much blood are they seeing in my mouth? I floss every day. Well, not every day, that's actually a lie. I brush my teeth twice a day. I use mouthwash when I have it, and I floss. And now that my braces are gone, I can use those bowstring flosses because there's no track in the way to block it. I use a sharpened like pick. It's basically kind of like an electric toothbrush stem. You press it, it starts vibrating, and you use one of those metal pirate hook things to basically scrape out all the plaque that builds up like over the course of a week or 2 weeks. And you saw the scan device. I actually still have it. It's on my shelf. They say that they can't reuse them because of hygiene reasons, and I'm just like, wow, it's a trophy, to be honest. And I see on the scanner there's like a little M on it, M for Metalta. So yeah, I have my scanny trophy, but unfortunately I don't have to scan my teeth anymore, so it's basically just a piece of plastic that attaches to my phone. I can't play Flappy Bird on it. Although collecting the dots is really fun. What they should do is make you collect the dots, and then you get real money for it, for being such a good boy and scanning your teeth every week. So when I say fix your teeth, Great Britain, what am I really saying? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a culture where people prioritize aesthetics over functionality, because through my research it turns out that a lot of British people during like the weird A lot of people during the war obviously didn't have any money to fix their teeth, but also like the orthodontist system hadn't really been created, and also it wasn't really under NHS care, so you had to be really rich to fix your teeth. And the thing is, the government isn't really making this any easier when it implements policies like build houses and only houses first. Because when you build houses, doctors, practices, schools, and stuff like that, they just get jammed full. You know, waiting times go up. The government puts a weird cap on medical professionals that get trained every year, so that doesn't help. People can't afford to open their own practice because they got to go through a lot of red tape, building stuff. But I see a lot of dentist practices. It's probably because the country's getting so old that we need dentists and places to get your dentures put in. So my message to the government is basically stop building so many houses, build houses out of converted storefronts. If there are so many abandoned buildings that I see everywhere, why can't they be apartment blocks? I see so many abandoned big warehouses and shopping malls. Why can't they just be houses on top and commercial space on the ground floor? Could you imagine that, living in a big mall like complex, and you just take the stairs or the elevator down, and then you can go to work there. I don't know. People could start businesses maybe, but people have to have that safety of home first. And stop building so many goddamn neighborhoods. Start building some goddamn dentists. Start building some goddamn police stations and fire departments and other stuff. Other stuff that people need, and not just houses for people who have a salary of £250,000 a month.